My name is Abby, and today I'm going to show you how to create a radial assembly. We're going to create 10 parts and then assemble them together, and when you're finished, this is what you should have. But first we're going to create all of the rings and pins. So go ahead and open up a new part on CATIA. And we're going to label it Master Rod Bearing. Now we're going to enter the sketcher in the XY plane. And we're just going to move our toolbars around so they're easier to see now. Now we're going to create a circle that has a diameter of 52 millimeters. Now exit Sketcher and pad that to 70 millimeters. Now select the outside ring and the top surface and select the hole command. This will make a hole that's centered on our rod. And make that 46 millimeters and up to last, and there's your master rod bearing. The next part we're going to create is the link pin. So create a new part, and we're going to enter the YZ plane in Sketcher. And now we're going to create half of the front view of the link pin. We're just going to make a basic drawing, and now we're going to constrain it. After you constrained everything, go ahead and exit Sketcher and use the shaft command to revolve this 360 degrees, and for your axis select the longest length. Now create a new part. This is going to be your rod bush lower. Enter Sketcher in the XY plane and then create a circle with a diameter of 15 millimeters. Exit Sketcher and pad that to 24 millimeters. And now we're going to create a hole the same way as before, selecting the outer surface and the top plane to center it. And the diameter is going to be 12 millimeters, and we're going to select up to last. And there is your rod bush lower. Next we're going to create the rod bush upper. So create a new part again, and enter Sketcher on the XY plane again. This part is just like the rod bush lower, but a little bigger. Our first circle is going to be 24 millimeters in diameter. Exit Sketcher and pad that to 42 millimeters. Now create a hole in the top that's centered like before. We're going to select up to last, and the hole is going to be 22 millimeters. And there you go. Next we're going to create the piston pin. So make a new part. We're going to enter XY on the Sketcher again. And again we're going to make a circle. Radius of 11, or the diameter of 22. Exit Sketcher and pad that to 80 millimeters. Then create a centered hole up to last that's 11 millimeters in diameter. Next we're going to create the piston pin plug. We're going to use the same approach as we did for the link pin. So go ahead and make a new part. And now we're going to enter Sketcher in the the YZ plane. And create a basic sketch again. And constrain it. Once it's fully constrained, exit Sketcher and use the shaft command. As your axis, use the tall side on the left and click OK. Now we're going to select the top surface and we're going to use a fillet, and it's going to be 2 millimeters, and there you go, that's your piston pin plug. Next, our final ring is the piston ring. We're going to enter Sketcher on the XY plane, but this time when we draw our circle, we're going to make the center of it at the origin. Circle is going to be 93 millimeters. And we're going to pad that just 3 millimeters thick. And now we're going to make a centered circle by selecting the outer edge on the top surface. We're going to choose up to last, and it's going to be 85 millimeters in diameter. Now we need to create a small slit, so we're going to enter Sketcher in the YZ plane. And first we're just going to draw a simple parallelogram. The width of this is going to be 1 millimeter, and it needs to be centered. It needs to have an angle of 135 degrees. And now we're going to center it on the axis. So we're going to create two construction lines on either side of the vertical line, on the vertical axis. We're going to select both of the construction lines and the vertical line last and make a constraint that makes them symmetrical about the vertical line. Now we're going to make the left side of the parallelogram coincident to the left construction line and the right side of the parallelogram to the right side, the right construction line. And now we're going to make the bottom of the parallelogram and the top of the parallelogram coincident with the bottom and top of the ring, respectively. And there's your centered parallelogram. Exit Sketcher, and we're going to pocket this and choose up to last, and then click OK, and there's your slit. And that is your ring.